its pleasures did tempt me to stray. I saw not the danger that lurked on the way. The toils closed around me, I knew no release, but Jesus has found me and given me his peace. Get right with God, his pardon is free. Get right with God, he's waiting for thee. Our Jesus is calling, oh come unto me. Take him, O sinner, and get right with God.
Hello, hello. Hope all is well. And I hope you find Jesus every time you visit here. Well, I just want to share with us a very precise, short, and to the point share on biblical attractiveness, or what is true attraction. What can we be attracted to biblically or according to the Bible? We live in a society where, when we see in the media and in Hollywood, what we define as true beauty or what we can be attracted to. And of course, there's nothing wrong of being attracted to something. In fact, the Bible has examples of beauty, right? Song of Solomon, for example, even in the account of when Christ talked about not worrying for tomorrow. He talked about the beautiful flowers, how he takes care of them, and the beasts of the field, but how much more how he takes care of us who are created in his image, right? And even Solomon was not arrayed like one of these, as Jesus said. So beauty is important, of course. But I want to go into a deeper scale of what true beauty is, what it should look like, and what is true attraction, what we can be truly attracted to as a Christians, of course. So I wanted to share with us here. So I want to share in the Bible. Let's take it from Isaiah 53, verses 1 and 2. And this is regarding Jesus Christ, the Son of Man. It says, "Who has believed our report? And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of the dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness." So he was not one that was beautiful as the eyes behold, if you will. So nor form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. Then verse 3, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteem him not. Now let's face it, friends. People do judge the looks. It's just a reality. If we go to a job interview, the first thing the employer is going to look at is your appearance, right? And we see oftentimes those who are really esteemed as extremely beautiful and so forth, they usually get perhaps better positions or better treatment in some areas. Sadly, it's just the case when we compare someone who's not so beautiful on appearance versus someone who is more beautiful, right? We often see this. But as you can see here, the Son of Man, God himself, demonstrated that Christ, when he came, what drew people to Christ was not the outward appearance, but his character. Okay? So just keep that in mind. And now, of course, I'm coming back to saying it is not to say those who, let's say, are looking for a companion, whether it's a male looking for a female companion, and a female looking for a male companion in a marriage or in a relationship, one can say, I have a list, what I'm looking for, and that's normal, and no one's holding that against you, of course, right? But so I just want us to really, as Christians, look at the deeper significance of what true beauty looks like and what we should truly be attracted to the most, that is. Okay, so we're going to go to our next text. Let's do the contrast. Now we saw about Christ, and now let's look at regards to Lucifer, which was who is now Satan. In Ezekiel 28, verses 13 to 17, it says, "Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, the topaz, the diamond, beryl, onyx, the jasper, sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created." So this is God created Lucifer beautiful. Okay, he was decked with all these things, and then it says, verse 14, "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, that I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in thee." And we'll find out what that is in a moment. Verse 16, "By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire." Verse 17, "Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that thou may behold thee, that they may behold thee." So, as you can see, friends, what caused Lucifer's fall? His heart was lifted up because of his beauty. Now, friends, again, God understands the importance of beauty, right? May God make all things beautiful. Let's get this really straight here. I'm not saying being beautiful is not important. I'm one that I see the importance of taking care of oneself and so forth. Okay? But I want us to really look deeper, the deeper picture. Okay? Because let's take a look here before I get to 1 Peter 3. Let's take a look at Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 31, and this is regarding the virtuous woman, right? Proverbs 31. Now, we often overlook this verse, but when we say we're looking for the Proverbs 31, we want to be a Proverbs 31 woman. Yes, we do. And all these characteristics are extremely important. But let's really dive into verse 30. Okay? It says, so Proverbs 31 verse 30 says, "Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised." I'll repeat again. "Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised." So keep your mind on that, and I'm going to go to 1 Peter 3:3. Again, beauty is vain, right? And we know in Song of Solomon, not Song of Solomon, but in Ecclesiastes, he talked about all his vanity, right? There's a reason why he says all that, but that's a whole nother study altogether. But we'll go to 1 Peter 3, verses 3 and 4. It says, "Whose adorning?" So let me go back to verse 2, verse 1 actually, just to get the context. "Likewise, you wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any not obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives," or the conduct of the wives. Verse 2, "while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear." Verse 3, "Whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of the wearing of gold or putting on an apparel." Here's verse 4, "But let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit." Again, adorning, the beauty, right, in the eyes of God. This is biblical beauty here, friends. Okay? Beautiful attraction we find is again, it comes back to the character. And if in Proverbs 31, as you read from verse 10 leading up to 31, you'll see the characteristics of a virtuous woman. You are encouraged to read Proverbs 31, verses 10 to 31. And if you notice, it's all about her character, all about her character, and her being prepared and using her hands and being industrious, um, and industrious in terms of she works willingly with her hands. You know, she's an entrepreneur spirit. I won't even get into that. It's a beautiful chapter that you're encouraged to read on your own. Now, here's one I want to share with us as I come to a close here. I have to share this because I'm like, wow, this is so powerful. I just thought I should share. Okay, all right. So this here is taken from 3 LTMS, letter 19, 1880, paragraph 9. Okay, I repeat, this is taken from letter 19, 1880, paragraph 9, or 3 LTMS. Okay, now listen to this. Christ was what we must strive to be. He was not only spotless and holy, but meek. Remember we talked about meek and quiet spirit in 1 Peter 3:3? The Lord showed me this. It was just amazing, the connection. I'll repeat. So he was not only spotless and holy, but meek and lowly and unselfish. He was attractive, winning souls by his gentleness and love, patience, forbearance, and meekness. So just to get the context here, what made Christ so attractive, he won souls by his gentleness, by his love, by his patience, forbearance, and meekness. He was gentle. Okay? Let us learn of him that we may combine the most rigid sense of justice, purity, and integrity with the lovable attractions of disposition and character. Kind words, unselfish courtesy, and regard for others, a genuine sympathy for even the erring and sinful. Again, kind words, unselfish courtesy, and regard for others, a genuine sympathy for even the erring and sinful. A living, lovable Christian who wears the beauty of holiness in his character. It doesn't say external, right? It says, who wears the beauty of holiness in his character and conduct exerts the most powerful argument for the gospel of Christ. So this could apply in so many things. Okay? Remember, beauty can fade, but it's our character that will take us to heaven. And this could apply from a parent to child relationship, friends, and husband and wife relationship. It says, a living, lovable Christian who wears the beauty of holiness in his character and conduct exerts the most powerful argument in the gospel of Christ. So if you're a wife, let's say, and you're watching this and your husband is erring and sinful, based on this quote, it says we should have the spirit of love, patience, forbearance, and meekness. We should be gentle. Instead of saying, well, you should know better, or I'm just giving the example, right? Or the husband to the wife, vice versa. Husband to wife, wife to husband, okay? Or even if you're contemplating marriage and you're in a relationship or you're single, this is for you too as well. We want to have these traits in order to win somebody, whether it's your spouse, whether it's a friend, whether it's your coworker, whoever. People are watching. They want to see how authentic you are. And there's nothing more attractive to anyone than to see somebody who's authentically genuine, not a hypocrite, but a genuine, loving Christian. Not just professing or seeking to gain, to win your soul out of selfish gains, but is truly interested in you as a person. That is attractive. Okay? That is attractive. And the Lord, and friends, I get it. You know, we're in a society, we have this list, we want this, we want this. But you know, when I come to realize certain things, When God places things in your path or situation or what so have you, sometimes we tend to be reluctant to accept what God gives you or provides in your path. And it's to test your character, to see how much we'll submit to Him, to submit to Christ. This is true submission. And God, who knows all things, He makes everything beautiful in His time. But most importantly, He's trying to teach us what true beauty should look like, but what we should truly be mostly attracted to, and what's true attraction in the eyes of God and biblically speaking. So I hope this encourages us. I hope you're blessed, and may God bless you. And let us look to Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith. Bye for now.
Get right with God, His pardon is free. Get right with God, He's waiting for thee. Our Jesus is calling, oh come unto me. Take Him, O sinner,